It has been 3 years since the Taliban returned to power in Afghanistan, and in that time, it's imposed its interpretation of Islamic law to create what human rights groups call the world's most serious women's rights crisis. The militant group celebrated with a military parade at the Bagram Air Base, once the largest US and NATO military complex in the country. High-ranking officials were joined by representatives from China, Russia, Pakistan and Iran. Speeches appeared to be tailored to a global audience, with leaders urging the diaspora to return and for the West to engage with the Taliban as Afghanistan's legitimate rulers.
Our message to the world is that they should not think they have given us freedom, but that we have gained freedom. We do not retaliate. We have provided good working opportunities for them, and we have good intentions towards them to cooperate with us in terms of building Afghanistan. Just as they were committed in the occupation of Afghanistan, they should also commit to the development of Afghanistan.
It was August the 15th, 2021, when the Taliban marched into the capital, Kabul. Virtually unopposed, they entered the presidential palace as the internationally backed government collapsed and its leaders fled into exile. The group promised to be more moderate and to improve the lives of all Afghans. But chaos erupted immediately after the Taliban's return, when thousands of civilians desperate to escape rushed to Kabul's airport, fearing a return of the Taliban's harsh interpretation of Sharia law. Hundreds surrounded and some clung to a US military plane as it taxied on the runway. There were also distressing scenes when a baby was passed over barbed wire to US troops guarding the site. Well, later that month, US and NATO forces completed an abrupt withdrawal of forces from Afghanistan after 2 decades.
MashaAllah, alhamdulillah, MashaAllah, alhamdulillah.
And since the regime change, the rights of women and girls have been severely eroded. The Taliban first reversed a promise to allow girls above 6th grade to attend school. And despite protests, women have also been ordered to wear all-encompassing robes and to cover their faces. Not only denied an education, women are restricted from most employment and banned from parks and gyms, and essentially erased from public life. The United Nations says that will affect generations to come.
3 years ago, a woman in Afghanistan could technically decide to run for president. Now, she may not even be able to decide when to go and buy groceries. Now, I'm not saying that 3 years ago it was perfect. It was not perfect. But it wasn't this.
No country officially recognises the Taliban, and since its comeback, many nations have limited aid and introduced crippling sanctions. The economy has slumped. Poverty, drought and malnutrition are widespread, fueling the humanitarian crisis. Afghanistan has also struggled to respond and recover from a series of deadly disasters over the years, and it continues to face ongoing threats of attacks from an Islamic State group affiliate, which is trying to undermine the Taliban's rule in Kabul. Some men have expressed their happiness with the state of the nation. Others want change, while some blame the West for the challenges it faces.
Today is the day of conquest. It is a day of happiness. The whole Muslim community is happy today because the days of occupation have ended. The infidels have been defeated, and the forces that existed in Afghanistan have been removed.
There is no work in our country, and many people are unemployed and are forced to migrate to Iran and Pakistan. If there are good job opportunities in our country, no one will want to leave.
These billions of dollars that are frozen are not related to the Emirate government, but belong to the entire Afghan nation. Western powers ruled over us for 20 years, did bomb blasts and killed Afghans. They did not hesitate, and now they want to destroy us through poverty.